Welcome to Wrestlemania.
Ooh, yeah! I am the game! Woo!
Yes! I will give you a show like you have never, ever seen before. Why? Because I
the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be.
You will rest in peace. And what you're gonna do when the whole world falls? I mean, destroy
and that's
you.
the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold Jackson.
Hello all, and welcome to another edition of my Wrestlemania review series. Today, we take a look at the most significant and important WrestleMania of them all. That is WrestleMania III. So let me just start off by saying this. This is one of those cases where the match quality, the overall match quality, does not matter. In terms of the matches themselves, the show was decent. Wasn't terrible, wasn't good, wasn't great. It was decent. A lot of very underwhelming, average, okay matches. Some good ones, and of course the classic between Savage and Steamboat. And the main event. I think people give the main event a lot of flack. But other than those few gems in there, this was a very lackluster show in terms of match quality. But, again, to me, when you look at WrestleMania 3, and you see what it's done for not just the WWF and the wrestling business, you have to consider it one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. It broke records. 93,173 fans attended this event. The biggest selling wrestling show to date. Now, of course, WrestleMania 32 supposedly broke it. But up to this point, there hasn't been a single wrestling event that broke this. Hell, this outsold other events outside of wrestling. There were events, concerts, football, basketball, big time events that could not draw this number. There was one Super Bowl that did better than this event. But other than that, nothing came close to the drawing power, the draw that this event did. And it's considered one of the biggest WrestleManias because of it. You had a lot of big time celebrities here. You had Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball himself. I think Mary Hart was Entertainment Tonight. A lot of people. Alice Cooper. Aretha Franklin. She sung the national anthem, by the way. Awesome. Loved it. I can't decide who was better. If you ask me who was better, Aretha Franklin or Ray Charles, I love both of them. But if you put a gun to my head, Aretha Franklin. Because, come on. She's the queen of R&B, man. The queen of R&B and soul. This is the WrestleMania that took the WWF to heights it's never seen before. If it wasn't for this WrestleMania, there would be no Monday Night Raw. There would be no WrestleMania 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on to freaking 33. And for that reason alone, WrestleMania 3 is definitely, in my personal opinion, one of the top WrestleManias in history. Let's get to it. Runtime, 3 hours. I don't think it really changes to 4 hours until we get to the recent WrestleManias. The year, March 29th, 1987. The arena, the Pontiac Silverdome. Who here watched WrestleMania 30? Remember when Hulk Hogan accidentally called the Superdome the Silverdome? This is the event that made Hulk Hogan a legend. This is that event that he holds dear in his heart. And for good reason. Commentary, Gorilla Monsoon, Jesse the Body Ventura, Bob Uecker, and the host of Entertainment Tonight, Mary Hart. Of course, we had the Fink, Howard Finkel, as the resident ring announcer. And of course, backstage announcers were Vince McMahon and Mean Gene Okerlund. Let me just stop and say this. This is around the time that people did not know Vince was the owner. I mean, clearly he was. But it wasn't made mention of on TV that he was the owner. And he liked it that way. He didn't go out of his way to say, I'm the owner. I own this company. Damn it. No, he just was the guy. The guy backstage doing interviews. And he liked it that way. Then we get to the first match. Rick Martel, before he was the model, Rick Martel, and his partner, Tom Zink, Can-Am Connection. They took on Don Morocco, magnificent Don Morocco, and Cowboy Bob Orton, the father of Randy Orton. As for an opener, was fine. You can't hit on it. Nothing else to say about it, because Kamak Connection won. Again, you'll just hear me just kind of bulldoze right through these matches, because, again, it's not about the match quality. It's about what the show meant. Who here remembers Chris Masters? You remember the Master Lock Challenge, where you had to escape the full Nelson that he called the Master Lock, and if you did, you win money? Before him, it was being done by Hercules. And this next match, Hercules versus Billy Jack Haynes, basically both of them used the full Nelson, the Master Lock, but the full Nelson, and it was about who was the master of the full Nelson. It ended in a no contest because basically they both got counted out. But after the match, Hercules attacks Billy Jack Haynes, and afterwards puts him in the patented full Nelson, after he basically beat him to a bloody pulp with his patented steel chain, by the way. But he beat him to a bloody pulp. He was actually busted open. He was crimson red bleeding. So he won the battle. He lost the match, but he won the battle. Oh god, this match. Fucking awful match. 6-man tag with midget wrestlers. King Kong Bundy with Lord Littlebrook and Little Tokyo. Yeah, Little Tokyo. Taking on Hillbilly Jim, the Haiti Kid, and Little Beaver. This match is awful. Definitely one of the worst matches in WrestleMania history. What a stinker. I understand the comedy of midgets when they're done right, but this was not comedy done right. This is awful. And it wasn't even remotely funny. I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon was laughing his butt off. He thought it was probably hilarious at the time. It wasn't. Honestly, the best part was when Bundy attacked one of them. He just picked him up and tossed his ass down. But then to make matters worse, it ended in a DQ. Bundy got disqualified when he picked up and slammed a midget. Seriously, he didn't use a weapon. He didn't low blow anybody. He didn't break the rules. He picked up and slammed a midget and he got disqualified. Maybe the argument is he wasn't supposed to be in the ring. He wasn't supposed to attack the other midgets or something like that. I don't know. The midget shouldn't have been in the ring in the first place. He deserved to be slammed. Yeah, Hillbilly Jim and the midgets win. It was a dumb, awful match. Would I put this below Piper and Mr. T? Thinking about it, I might put them on about the same level. You know what? Okay, it's one of the worst WrestleMania matches. Not the worst one yet. So right now, they're on the same level. In the future, I will determine if this was the worst one yet. King Harley Race. Not just Harley Race, but King Harley Race. Taking on the Junkyard Dog, JYD. And it was an okay match. Harley Race wins as a result of Heenan and Moolah getting involved. Because of the stipulation, the winner would have to make the loser bow down to him. And JYD had to bow down to Harley Race. And as a result, he beats up Harley Race, steals his kingly garments, and the crowd goes crazy. Babyface got one over the bad guy. What are they called again? The Roji brothers? I'm not too sure how you pronounce them. But they took on the Dream Team, Beefcake and Valentine, with Luscious Johnny and Dino Bravo. The Dream Team won thanks to an assist from Dino Bravo. But apparently afterwards, Brutus the Barber, well, he's not the barber yet, but he will be very soon after this event. But Brutus got left behind because, they just kind of pushed him to a side and don't think he's all that important. He's just someone that they're just kind of shoveling off to the side. Piper! Rowdy Piper versus adorable Adrian Adonis in a hair versus hair match. Now, I hated Adonis last year when he took on Uncle Elmer. Yeah, Uncle Elmer. Awful freaking match. He actually performed like he knew what he was doing in this match. A really, really good match with him and Piper. Piper's supposedly farewell match, and he has a ton of them in the near future. I think he has like 3 of them. He has like 3 farewell matches in WWF. A lot of great things done here. And I like that it was a combination of Piper's supposed first part of his career, but also it led to the face turn on Bruce the Barber Keith Green. This is where he became the barber, because after Piper basically beat Adonis with the sleeper, we shave his head, and Brutus was the one doing it. and Piper was helping him out, but Brutus was cutting his hair, and he was like, oh my god, I love it. I love cutting people's hair. And it gave birth to... Yeah, that's how he laughs. And it gave birth to the barber, basically. This is the birth of the barber. And Piper celebrates for the last time, not really, but one of the last times. And then we go into a 6-man tag. It was the Hart Foundation with referee Danny Davis. I remember this match, taking on the British Bulldogs and Tito Santana. Now, the British Bulldogs won their tag team championships last year. Well, the Hart Foundation beat them, and they are now the tag team champions. And in this match, they were getting revenge on Danny Davis, who is a son of a bee. He is that cricket referee. Some craziness happened, and Danny Davis got the pin. It was a really, really good match, for sure. Next match features Hall of Famer. I can't believe I said that. It features Hall of Famer Koko Beware. After watching this match, I still question what the hell they were thinking making him a Hall of Famer. This match was boring. It was Butch the Natural Reed, or the Natural Butch Reed, with Slick, and he took on Koko Beware in a very boring, very uneventful match. I don't know why the hell they thought Koko Beware was a Hall of Famer, but what do I know? He was a big name, people loved him, blah, 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 blah. Next up is what people consider the first 5-star classic, at least for Dave Meltzer. This match is the WWF Intercontinental Championship. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. So many factors made this match legendary. By this point, Randy Savage was a 14-month-long Intercontinental Champion. Yes, that means last year when he fought George Yamo Steele for the IC Championship, yeah, he held that belt from that match to this match. He didn't lose it at all. It was that long. Savage assaulted Steamboat, injured him. Basically, he jumped off the top rope with a ring bell, fell on his throat, and it put him out. People were thinking that he was done with wrestling. It was such an effective angle that people actually thought he was not going to wrestle anymore. He was done with wrestling. So, of course, the night he returned and got that big pop, it was a big, big moment, which led to this match. And, of course, we had George the Animal Steel involved because, one, he's the best friend of the Dragon, but also he still has feelings for Elizabeth. So, it was cool that they tied in WrestleMania 2 with this match. You have two of the best to ever do it competing. And when I tell you this was a classic, this was a classic. If you watch it nowadays, it still holds up as an amazing match. Classic. Extremely well-worked. Awesome. Just overall spectacular match. And it came down to Randy Savage getting ready to use the bell again, and then Steele shut him off the ropes. Ricky rolled him up and pinned him 1, 2, 3. He became your new WWF Intercontinental Champion. He broke Randy Savage's 14-month-long run. You can't get any better than this. This was Randy Savage's Holy Grail. And it was... Would I say it was Steamboat's Holy Grail? I don't know, because I haven't seen the Flair matches yet. But it's one of his best matches, for sure. But yeah, classic WrestleMania match. Definitely match of the night. There's nothing that came even close to topping this in match quality. We got Jake the Snake Roberts taking on the Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart. The Honky Tonk Man won using the ropes. Average match, it was whatever. It was about the moment afterwards where Alice Cooper and Roberts threw Damien on Jimmy Hart. A cool WrestleMania moment. I think after that we did Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik taking on the Killer Bees. Oh, this match sucked. Very underwhelming. But it wasn't really about the match. It was more about Hacksaw Jim Duggan coming out and attacking Nikolai Volkov because he chose to sing the national anthem, the Soviet national anthem, here in America. And nobody sings that crap in America. Ho! Alright, the main event. The biggest WrestleMania main event. Not just literally, but figuratively the biggest WrestleMania of all time because it sold out the most seats out of any WrestleMania main event. Up to this point, Hogan has held the WWF World Championship for 3 years. 3 years straight. Andre, at this point, was still undefeated. He was undefeated for 15 years. Basically, they were best friends. They were literally best friends. And then Andre got sick of Hulkamania. He got jealous of him. His thing is, I'm undefeated for 15 years. Nobody has beaten me. I'm the biggest man, biggest athlete in the world. Nobody has beaten me. I should be considered the best in the world. But everybody thought Hogan was the best in the world, and he hated him. And then Bobby the Brain Heenan, who is a classic evil villain, got inside his head and made him feel like he deserved better. He turned evil Andre, turned on his best friend, and then we have what Gorilla Monsoon called the irresistible force versus the immovable object. In terms of the match itself, I'm going to be real with you. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty solid, decent match. Didn't come anywhere close to Savage versus Steamboat, but like I always tell you, when it comes to Hulk Hogan's matches, it's not about the match quality. It's about the character. It's about the superhero and his struggle and his triumph. This is around the time that people still thought Hogan and wrestling itself was real. Hogan was the man. He was the man in wrestling, in entertainment at this point. When Hulk Hogan picked up Andre the Giant and slammed him, that crowd lost it. You saw 90,000 people on their feet in shock. And even if you didn't like the match, that moment is incredible. Andre is 7'4", 520 pounds. And Hulk Hogan picked his ass up and slammed him. I've seen this 1,000 times already. But the first time I saw that, I was like, oh my god. That was incredible. Back in the day when I was a younger wrestling fan. But that is what this match is known for. And in my personal opinion, despite the match being decent in match quality, this is the blueprint of what WrestleMania matches, in terms of main events, what WrestleMania main events strive for. This is the pinnacle. This is the true WrestleMania main event. The moment where Andre is slammed by Hogan is known as one of the biggest, if not the greatest moments in wrestling. Not just WrestleMania, but wrestling history. And these two created that. So, Hulk Hogan wins and maintains his streak. Andre takes his first loss in his career. His first loss. Also the first time he was ever slammed by somebody. You have to understand, this was a huge deal back in the day. Big, big deal. Nobody has done to Andre what Hogan did to him at this point. So, great way to close off what was a overall decent show. But again, one of the most legendary WrestleManias of all time. Definitely top 5. Give me your thoughts about this show down below in the comments if you've seen it. How do you feel about this show? Do you think it deserves to be top 5? We continue WrestleMania series with number 4 coming up tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video, comment, share, subscribe. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, everything down below in the description box. This is your boy, WXman, signing off in WXman's world. You guys take it easy. Peace.